Welcome for a Thursday. At about this segment, I'm always holding a book, and today I'm holding this one, a very interesting book here by Olaotan Fawehinmi, The Soldier Within, Childhood to Adulthood, The Roles, Rules, and Risks. Especially like this one. He is a creative professional writer. He's always ready to bring his A game to the fore with vast experience in media and also marketing communications and a plethora of skills in public relations, e-commerce, media, and hospitality. He's right here with me. You are welcome, Olaotan.
Thank you so much.
Olaotan or Fawehinmi?
Olaotan, definitely, yes.
Good to have you, man. Couldn't help but notice that the book is white and green, a bit patriotic. But a very interesting. Yeah, you're wearing green as well.
Yeah.
It's matching with their books.
It adds up, right? It adds up, right?
It's an interesting book. I read your foreword, or was it the preface now, where you talked about the real reason why you wrote this book. It wasn't because you wanted some economic change in life or anything. You just wanted people to experience from your experience, live vicariously, and also have that as an input into or influence into their lives.
Yeah.
But first off, just tell me in a roundabout way what The Soldier Within is about and who for.
The Soldier Within, like you said, is a story. It's a story. It's an experience. It's not just trying to tick boxes. It has very, very profound insights for primary targets, which is the youth, and of course secondary targets as the parents or guardians. And the idea is so that we can see beyond the external forces. Employment currently, as given by Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, is at 4.2% and all of that. But we cannot afford to be limited by those things. We have to look inward and bring out our inner recesses, the qualities that we have inside of us, and make our impact in the world.
Interestingly, you have a thing for allegories and metaphors.
Yes, I do.
Chapters are well themed using the tree as a metaphor. The root, the seed, the trunk, the fruit, all representing parenting, childhood, youth, and adulthood.
Exactly.
One thing I, however, noted was the fact that you started your first chapter with parenting.
Right.
Instead of going from childhood to teen to adulthood, and then parenting, you started parenting and went to childhood.
Right.
And I'm wondering why you did that.
Okay, so it's simple. You have to be a parent for you to have a child, right? And the truth is, like you said, I took man as an allegory for a tree, right? And I realized that the build-up of a tree, the qualities of a tree, can in a way be likened to the journey of a man. So first off, you will not have a child until one man and one woman come together, whether intentional or not intentional, legal or illegal. A man and a woman have to come together, and then there's a fruit that comes from that relationship. And that fruit, that seed that comes from that relationship grows. And then one day, that seed becomes a tree again, and then begin to bear their own fruit. So it's a cycle, right? So if you look at a child and you look at what they are made of, the quality, you can trace it back to the qualities of the man and the woman that came together to make that child in the first place. So if we have a good person, good man, and a good woman, the tendencies are high that you will have a good child. And just in case where you don't have that, in the journey of that child, you're going to meet a tutor. I talked about a tutor when I was talking about childhood, that you're going to meet a tutor, whether a teacher or a guardian or a mentor, somebody you're going to look at and you say, I want to be like this person. At that point, that person is the change, that person is the one making an impact in your life, right?
You're a young adult. You're not a guy with gray hair. In fact, you're wearing dreads and everything. So my question is, what gives you that, what makes you that authority to actually write such a book that encompasses the entire span, the entire spectrum of life, and also proffer it as a solution for anybody's life?
Right. So I study a lot. When I say study, I don't mean read. Yes, I read books, but I'm not talking from the academic point of view. I'm talking of the realistic point of view. So reality. I studied my parents, my siblings. By the way, I had fantastic parents, and my siblings, my friends, their parents. I looked around, and I noticed that the way people turn out after a certain age, say from 25, or let me say 20 to about 30 to 35, you will always find that, they say this, that everybody more or less behave their background. So you will always trace it back to where they come from. If you're raised by a very
Authoritarian,
yeah,
disciplinarian.
parents, and then you're going to find out at some point that you're going to begin to exhibit the same traits. That's the way it works. And so if we're not paying attention to how we raise children, we're going to go back years to come and we realize that nothing has changed. So the essence is so that we are conscious of how we raise today's children, because those are the leaders we're going to get tomorrow. You know, we say today's children are tomorrow's leaders. So if we raise them well today, then we get good leaders tomorrow. If we don't, then that's what we get.
I've got very little time, but I'm just going to ask real quick about the final chapter 4, adulthood.
Right.
Would you say that you have absolutely experienced that phase in your life, or are also still experiencing?
Absolutely. I haven't experienced it. We're all evolving, right? Yeah. So we're growing. But that's why I said you have to be conscious. So it's a consciousness to say that adulthood now. You know, somebody asked me a very funny question. He said, if you could go back into the past, what would you do? I said, I would like to speak with my father. Because I saw a lot of things that he did. I was a child. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But now I'm a father.
And
I'm
now
paying
you
school
get it.
fees. I get it. So I'd like to have a conversation with him as a man, so that I can better understand why he took some of the decisions he took. And that's it. So I want in certain years to come that my children to come to me, ask me questions, and I'll gladly give them answers. So it's a consciousness, and we have to begin to live it from now, that we need to instill the right values, the right qualities into our children, so that we can be proud of them tomorrow when they actually sit on the leadership seat.
From everything that you said, the book is very influential. So it talks from an influence point of view.
Right.
However, the theme of the book, the soldier within,
Right.
so that means that you're telling that we have these
Shoulder.
attributes already
Exactly.
inside of us.
Exactly.
So perhaps we need, like you said, perhaps a mentor or
Right.
other influences to
Right.
bring it out. Am I correct?
Absolutely. So they say that the reason why people don't do well or people don't go to business, or they don't do well in business, is because they don't have financial capital. I say no. Apart from financial capital, you need intellectual capital. You need moral capital. So what I would say is it's a package. So for every single human being, you're not just going to go through school and then come out and then you begin to write CVs and look for white-collar jobs. No, you have to look inward, and there are qualities inside of you that you need to bring to the fore and begin to. I came from a construction background. Today, I believe I'm doing well in communication because that's what I really wanted to do. That's what aligns with my skill sets and my aspirations. And I went into it without any educational background. And here I am today, right? So that's where I think the youth of today should be. Look into yourself. What are those qualities, those skills that are inherent that you can polish and begin to serve to the world? And you would realize that in a short time, you will begin to see value come out of them, and people begin to reach you to serve them with those qualities.
Fantastic, Olaotan. It's a great book, and I'm suggesting that maybe you should pick it up and read it yourself if you're a young adult, even if you're at any stage of life. And thank you very much for making sure that we get to experience, vicariously your thoughts through this book.
Thank you.
Do stick around because we have something very special for you, so don't
Okay.
go anywhere. We're going to shift you into the kitchen in just about a bit.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I'd like to let everybody out there know, because if you've seen, our gifts are still here, and we're still on about that little gift-giving process that we started since the beginning of the week. If you're watching on X, we're asking you to go up on there and leave a comment on there. We're asking you to tell us exactly one very special thing about that special person you've worked with. from before who you no longer work with again. And perhaps maybe if it tickles our fancy, we might be giving you any of these gifts so that you can pass it on because you forgot about them last month. So that's actually why. But it's all good. And by the way, our gifts are courtesy Adam and Eve. They're your one-stop shop for anything home or anything, well, hey, wrapped in a little bow. So make sure that you check them out as well. Now, Olaotan, if you're hungry enough,